Hello, my name is Navdana Herrera, and this is my third video for my speech class. I would like to start off with my introduction. Do you ever feel like your day starts off backwards? That you wake up tired and go back to bed wide awake? I feel like this is all caused by not getting enough sleep at night. Most adults need 7 or more hours of sleep in order to feel well rested the next day. Doctors indicate it's very important for adults to get a good quality of sleep on a regular schedule in order to reduce impaired memory, lack of alertness, and relationship problems, which are all factors caused by sleep deprivation. If in this speech, I will further talk about these factors and how they affect us. So if you or a loved one is experiencing mild to occasional problems going to sleep, please continue on listening to this speech. I would like to start off with my first point that one of the common symptoms of suffering from lack of sleep is difficulty remembering things. Dr. Anis Rahman, an endocrinologist, says that because the brain does not have enough time to create new pathways for information to be retained, and often affects how memories are formed and processed. Imagine already having a hard time going to sleep, and because you're having a hard time going to sleep, you're also having a hard time memorizing things that happen in your everyday to day life. Personally, I will feel like I'm going insane and I'm losing track of myself and my surroundings. And whenever this happens, you let your guard down and become less alert. And that brings me to my second point that Dr. Neha Patak, a spokesperson for WebMD, mentioned that a lack of sleep can lead to lower alertness and concentration. It's more difficult to focus and pay attention when you're easily confused. And this hampers your ability to perform tasks that require your 100% of attention. When I was a little kid, I had a hard time passing my class, and this is all due to the fact because I was not getting my 8 hours of sleep. And I would tell this to my parents, and my parents will ask me, what's going on? What's stopping you from going to sleep? And I will tell them, I've been worrying about things that are going to happen the next day. If I'm going to have a test that I don't know about, if I had to read a chapter before I go into class, is there a field trip that I don't know of? Those things stay in my mind, and that stops me from going to sleep. And my parents told me this one quote that I memorized to this day is that tired minds don't plan well. Sleep now and plan later. And now that I'm an adult and I perform tasks that are way more complicated and require more of my attention, I remind myself of this quote to let myself know that I need those 8 hours in order to perform these tasks properly, that I need to focus on myself and make sure I sleep well. And that leads me to my final point that when we're deprived of sleep, we're more likely to overreact to situations that don't normally rattle us. And this could possibly lead to more conflict and less satisfying relationships. And saying this, it reminds me of this one character from Sesame Street. His name is Oscar the Grouch. And he's known to be a grouch because he's always in a bad mood. And I'm pretty sure all the following characters have a hard time cheering him up because he's always angry and grouchy. And I feel like there's two factors as to why he's always grouchy. Is that one, that he lives in the most busiest street. Like, everybody knows that Sesame Street is very busy and that there's always things going on. The characters are outside having fun. And that two, that he lives in a trash can. Like, I'm pretty sure that's not very comfortable to him at all. And I believe that if a person was like this in the real world, not that he lives in a trash can, but he was always grouchy, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have that as many friends like Oscar did, because nobody wants to be associated with someone that is always in a bad mood and being rude and being angry all the time. And that makes me want to conclude my final arguments and conclude that getting enough sleep is not only important physically but mentally as well. Any regular person will like to avoid having problems memorizing, feeling less alert, or having problems with family or friends, all due to the fact of not going to sleep or not having enough sleep at all. That's why having a good quality of sleep on a regular schedule is prime to feeling well rested and being in an overall good mood. If not, people might start calling you Oscar the Grouch, and we wouldn't want that, right? Thank you so much for listening. I hope you're having a good day. Bye bye.